with you made that, and we're taking a road trip today, and we're going to see some friends, and they make stuff. They use sea glass, S-E-A, and they make stuff. So we're gonna go say hi to them, and we're also gonna see what they're making. So we thought we'd take you along. Hey Susan, here is our artist Susan.
Hi.
And she makes stuff out of, well, I said sea glass, but it's actually from the lake. So we'll let Susan tell us more about the lake glass.
So we live right by Lake Michigan, and my husband has been collecting lake glass since we moved here 4 years ago. He's kind of obsessive about it, and I decided I better start trying to think of things to make with all this lake. We're talking buckets full of lake glass. And back in the olden days, they would just throw bottles into the lake. So there are bottle dumps, and bottles get broken up. And anyway, it's fun, and I've made a lot of different things. I make trees. This is the first thing, and I have lights on these guys, so they're kind of fun. Should I turn the light off so you can see it a little better? So this green is way less common than white. The white tree, white glass is very common. Brown would be the next most common. Probably all those beer bottles they throw in off the coast of Milwaukee.
True.
And then blue is less common, and red and pinks are rare. So I take little glass frames and create fun little designs and do flowers. This is an antique frame, and I actually did tumble. I don't usually tumble the glass, but with this beautiful antique frame, I wanted something a little more precious. So I do once in a while tumble some of the lake glass. Most of the time, I make things like these ornaments, and this is just straight out of the lake. Well, I wash it, and then make ornaments. These are just acrylic. I have wood ones. Can you just show the wood ones?
Yeah, look at
Little
these.
ones and big ones, and getting ready for Christmas kind of shopping. And then I also got the idea I found on Marketplace a guy selling old windows. So I create scenes like this one on old windows. So this is a tree. You see how you're getting some good.
She has a whole scene there. I like it.
The tree. Kitty cat looking out the window.
Wow.
And I'll show you one more window because the windows are kind of fun. This is just a kind of a lake scene, Lake Michigan scene.
Back up.
Is it? Do you want me to get closer to the window?
No, I can zoom.
Getting it?
Oh yeah, hold it up to the window. Let's see what it looks like there. Wow. Okay, so the tree trunk is paint. What kind of paint do you
That
use?
is called stained glass paint that I just get at Hobby Lobby.
Oh.
It's the swirly, like with the
Oh,
clouds and
yeah,
the sun.
the
I have a little
swirl.
bit of stained glass paint on these clear white pieces of glass. And then rocks. All this is from Lake Michigan, a little bit of driftwood.
Nice.
So, and then I also, these little mini trees. I don't know if you can zoom in on these mini trees. I make a bunch of these mini trees, which we will do a demonstration and make a mini tree.
Ooh, yay, demonstration. Cool. Yeah, we're going to get a tour of the workshop too.
Oh, and then behind you, the wreaths. There is, let's see.
Wow.
I have so much white that I can make a ton of white wreaths. I did put a light on this one because it makes it kind of special. And then, of course, it has holly, a beautiful piece of red down here.
Yeah.
And then the green one, a little more traditional Christmas with the green.
Okay, so if it's like things that have been dumped into the lake,
Yeah.
and then they wash up, so what would have been the red?
I don't know. They had bottle dumps in the olden days where they just dumped they dumped garbage in the lake. They don't allow that, of course, anymore. I mean, it's terrible.
And then it just washes up.
But yeah, especially after storms. My husband, when there's lots of wave action bringing glass in, he'll go down after a storm and find lots. Some days it's a little handful. Some days it's like, a big bag full.
You make these, and by the time everybody sees this, it will have been over, but you have an event in Rockford.
Yeah.
And you're going to sell these. So some of these might not be around.
Cider and cinnamon. It's, coming up.
Otherwise, you don't sell on the internet.
I don't. This is a hobby. I've only been in one other tiny little art craft fair. It's more of just a hobby, which I've just gotten into it, and it's fun to do, and we've got so much glass that it makes for great gifts. But I had so much, I thought we got to sell some too, make a little money on it.
So at Susan's, Susan and I talking all about the crafty things, but we got to show you what the guys are doing. Okay, so the guys have a grand old time downstairs in the jamming room. So let me flip it around. Hey guys, you made that? You made that music? Is that what you made?
We're trying to. I think Jay is going to try and record it a little bit.
Oh no.
No, I'm gonna give us a beat.
Oh,
he's getting the beat. Okay, and
Go
Fred
on
has
up
done my You Made That jingle. So that's his brainchild.
okay, so we'll go 1, 2.
Oh, we gotta
Okay,
start.
try again. 1, 2.
Zero that thing out.
1, go 1, 2.
Okay, so we're down in Susan's workshop, and she has these bins of the lake glass. And what's interesting is you think when you find it, oh, we got a white piece, but when you put it with the other white ones, it looks blue. So then it goes in the blue. And it's just fun because it's like it looks white, but it's not. It's blue. So I told her I would totally help you sort because I think this would be a blast. I like doing stuff like this. But yeah, so she's sorting. We're getting ready to show you some. There she is. She's going to show us something.
All right, so I buy these at Hobby Lobby. They're little, and happen to be on sale right now for Christmas. They're little ornament things, but they make wonderful bases for my little mini trees.
Ooh.
So what we're gonna do is make a mini tree for
Yay.
Tina. For Tina and Fred. It'll be a little gift. And so I'll just dive right in. So
Okay.
I have to use a lot of hot glue. And at
Whoa.
the base, I build with bigger pieces, but they have to kind of match as far as thickness. Because, so this is a little thinner than that piece, but I think as I build it with other pieces, it'll be okay, because I'm gonna take that and put it more that way. And then I'm gonna use, this piece. As it's great to have like curvy pieces that stick out as far as the tree goes, and I use plenty of hot glue.
And that is hot glue. I see
It really
steam.
is. This is like it's called a heavy duty glue gun from Ace. This is old. It's plug in. It gets really hot, and if I touch even the glue right away, I get a blister. So
Oh.
so then Well, I build a base that I try to keep it somewhat even as I build up, because you don't want it to start going really wonky, because you want a normal looking tree. Okay? So I kind of have to, I want variation in color. This one, some I make all white. I'll have to grab some others to show you at the end, but this one's going to be blues and greens and whites.
Ooh.
And so, like, this is thick, so I'm getting another thicker piece that kind of matches that height, close to it anyway. So, and I just build as I go. This one is kind of neat. It's like a little bit pointy. And as long as I use plenty of hot glue, they've been very secure. The other issue with glue is if you worked with hot glue, it's like stringy. There's not a stringy. So I try to grab up the stringies with my Q-tips. I have my Q-tips handy.
Nice.
All right.
So yeah, you went through your containers and kind of pulled some.
Yeah, you start out with bigger pieces, heavier pieces. These are super heavy pieces that I've sorted.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to use some pretty blues. These are all cleaned. I clean my glass before I bring it in. I rinse off the sand and stuff from my husband's, collecting. And then I put them in one of my little buckets with quite a bit of vinegar, white vinegar and water, and I let them soak at least overnight and shake them up and then rinse them off really good, and so they come in clean. All right, so I'm gonna go, I'm already needing more. So I do go through a lot of hot glue, and the hot glue sticks are the heavy duty, bigger ones that you get at Hobby Lobby, and they're $4.99 a packet. For the whoopsie.
Yeah, you need like bulk. You need like warehouse price.
Yeah, maybe I'll find yeah, you know what? I should look online. I bet I could find a better price. Because $5 a pack, and I go through probably not a whole pack with a mini tree, but with my bigger trees on the styrofoam cones, I for sure go through a whole pack. And maybe more sometimes, depending on the size. So I make bigger trees that you've seen, with styrofoam cones, and then you dig in with the hot glue and cram them in there, and that really sticks well with the styrofoam. I've been able to even ship those, and with loads of bubble pack, really packed tight. I've shipped 2 of them, and they've arrived without anything coming off or anything. So,
nice.
okay, we'll keep building here. So now we need some white too. It's good to kind of mix in. And then I also use this, I have kind of ceramic whites, and then I also have more like clay type whites as well as the clear. Now I'm gonna save, this is safety glass, but it's got a really cool design, and I could probably hide. We'll save that for on top because it's got this cool design on it. And and here's another one that's got sort of a design. So I love to put interesting ones that you can see, but you don't want to bury them in the bottom of the tree.
Okay, so go through the color rareness again real quick.
Yeah, so whites are the most common. As you can see, look at all my whites. Whites are very common. Browns. Here's a big bucket of browns. Browns are the next most common. I'm sure it's mostly beer bottles, but other things. Jars from ancient times past. Then would be green, but look, this is all the green I have right now.
Wow.
And I have lots of little green, and then blue. I have a few blues here.
Yeah.
And then pink and red. These are some pinks and reds that I've tumbled to try and do something special on like a beautiful frame, like I already showed you guys. But the pottery things are so cool. I wish I could think of more to do with them. I might use this, and we can have this little piece of green sticking out.
Yeah, if you have any
Hopefully
ideas
it doesn't get buried.
for what Susan can do with the pottery ones, put them in the comments.
I've got a mosaic would be so cool.
Oh yeah.
But they need to be. I've tried to lay out mosaics. Mosaic, you have to have flat. Like this is a really flat one, but that's very unusual. Most of them are like part of a mug or part of a bowl. it's very rare to have really, really good flat ones.
And I need to
So-
go outside and get the table that you made, because that's super cool.
Yeah, and I don't think we showed my upstairs table yesterday. We didn't. Yeah,
No,
so we'll have to.
we got more
Yeah,
to show you.
more to show.
And-
It's fun if you live by one of the Great Lakes or by the ocean.
True.
Sea glass. I mean, it's so fun to people make jewelry. Actually, my husband makes jewelry out of it.
That's true.
You should show him the jewelry.
Okay.
Jay's jewelry is all
So
right there.
Jay's got some jewelry over here.
Guy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So he wraps with wire and then has, you know, like a leather or fabric neck piece. So they have a show Saturday and Sunday in Rockford, and all these mini trees are going to be gone because she's going to sell them. Some of them are on a wood piece as two trees together. So they're working for this big craft show in Rockford. And I'll put Susan's contact information if you want to order or buy anything. You can contact her.
I
Look how
really don't.
cute.
It's more of a hobby. I don't have a website. I don't have an Etsy shop. But I said Tina can give you my email address because I have shipped. Some friends have seen my stuff, and I've shipped a few things to friends.
Nice.
But I don't know how long I'll be doing this. I don't know. It's definitely fun, and it's a little hobby. Being semi-retired, I substitute teach, but that's about it. And so as I'm building this tree, I kind of just make it up as I go. And if there's drips, they can be kind of cool because it kind of looks like icicles
Yeah.
on a winter tree. And I, as I get towards the top, I generally have sometimes actually made drips. I'm trying to, so
Nice.
let's put in some green.
And here's some of the, there's the stained glass paint that Susan uses on the windows that we showed yesterday, and the little tester paints, and sometimes acrylic paint too, and there's some epoxy that she used for the table upstairs.
Well, this is for when I make the windows.
That's the
I don't
glue.
use a glue gun on windows. This stuff is made for windows.
Cool.
Waterproof, shrink-proof, crack-proof. Doesn't blemish. It doesn't turn yellow over age. It's guaranteed for like 10 years or something. So
That's good.
yeah, that's for windows.
Yeah, basically it was, Jay would come from his little walk at the lake with all these, and Susan's like, wait, what are we going to do with this? But they also use it for mulch outside in their yard. And,
Yes.
but it's just,
Okay, so now I'm making a centerpiece that I can continue to. This isn't really
oh,
one of the things sticking off, but you kind of have to keep a somewhat level base as you go in order for it to. Now this is going to be a nice. It's not going to be a super mini. It's going to be a nice sized tree, and I'm trying to keep
Cool.
it level so that it doesn't get wonky.
looks good so far.
Ready? And then these darn stringies from the. I try to keep a handle on the strings as I go.
Now, I don't know, it
Kind of
might
go
be
yellow.
not true, but have you ever tried Gorilla Glue sticks?
My husband used Gorilla Glue with the jewelry making.
Oh,
Gorilla, I'm not sure how Gorilla works glass to glass. I'm not sure.
oh, okay. I've heard it could be less stringy, but I don't know if that's true.
It would be pretty expensive because they're such tiny little bottles. I don't know.
Oh, but I mean,
can
they have
try
Gorilla
it.
Glue sticks.
Glue. Oh, like this?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Okay.
I
And I
have
don't
to
know if
try-
it's
Do you
true,
know
but it
how
might be
expensive
less.
it is?
I don't.
I'll have to check into that
Yeah,
because
check
it
into it.
could be
I thought I heard someone say
a
they're less
blush.
stringy, but I,
very cool. That would be awesome.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do. This is kind of a bluish tinged one.
Oh, and I told Susan about the silicone finger nubby things at the Dollar Tree. to help
save my fingers. That would be awesome. I didn't know about those.
Yeah, they're bright pink and $1.25 for 4 or 5, I think. So I don't want her burning her fingers either.
Yeah, it can be. Now, I don't burn often doing these trees, but when I'm working on teeny tiny little this little guy, and I'm putting a little bird on, and sometimes I just hold it in my hand, and then it's not, or like putting this. It's part of a toothpick to make sure it sticks really well. Part of the little sailboat.
Yeah, that's a toothpick.
I mean, it's easy to burn your fingers when you're working with tiny things, for sure. So,
cool.
let me see. I'm going to start going smaller now.
Oh.
And I want to use some pretty sort of whitish, but actually bluish and greenish ones. And there's some ones that are kind of yellow in here, too.
What?
So as I start going down to a smaller size, I don't go often with my husband. He does most of the finding, but I've gone with him. It is fun. It's addictive, and I can see how he gets like addicted to doing his morning. So he and Fred, Tina's husband, went this morning looking and finding, and my husband finds rocks and
he's also
fossils.
Developed the eye for it too, because he can spot it, and it's like, oh, I didn't see that.
It does take an eye. So let me see. I need to go with some smaller things as I get towards it. And then what I do too then, after I get my top built, I come back and I fill in. Like this spot looks kind of weird, so I'm gonna put a green in here because it needs something here.
Yeah.
And to really make sure it's secure, what I do, here's my thing. So I'm seeing stringies, getting my stringies, but I grab it as it gets more secure as I build. I go sideways, I fill in, make sure it's really secure with the glue because I don't want it falling apart on me. And so then I kind of try to get strings as I go. So, and then of course I do have some drips. I don't really want this huge drip. So I try to clean up as I go, as I'm able, and I can, as it dries, I can scrape off things that I don't want, but then I can also go and make specific kinds of drips that look more like
icicles or something.
Yes. So this, I'm just trying to...
Can I turn off the dehumidifier?
Oh yeah, please do.
I didn't even think about that. I can get rid of a hum if there's a hum.
Yeah, hopefully that's
in
not...
editing.
Oh, darn, we should have done that from the beginning.
I didn't even think of it till just now. But that's okay. I can get rid of that if I need to.
All right. So, in fact, while this is still a little bit warm, I'm going to get that, scrape that back. Now, when I'm working with wood, I can't always, it might leave marks, or the acrylics, I can't really be scraping with this. But see, that design on there is so cool. I wanted that to show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now,
unique.
and I still, let's see, we want to go up, find, that's a good one.
It's so good to have hobbies. When I saw Susan and Jay were posting, hey, Susan's making these things, I'm like, what? Because when we knew each other back in the day, you weren't making stuff.
Well, I was
but you
working more than full time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing anything but working.
So then I was like,
crashing.
Look at her being all creative.
Well, when I was younger, I was creative too. We used to be in craft fairs when we were first married. Jay was into woodworking, and I did all kinds of more sewing kinds of things. And
didn't you do rubber stamps and cards?
I did rubber stamps way back when, and then I ended up selling them all when I got so busy.
Yeah. And then when you retire, or semi-retire, you get to come back to all the things.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So I try to, these darn stringies. I don't like these stringies.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
now
good.
I'm getting ready to Maybe I'll do one more. Let me see. So I have a little cup here where I have toppers and other odd things that I think are unique.
Oh.
But things that I think would be great toppers. And
Whoa,
toppers
look at that
are...
yellow one. That's bright.
Yeah,
Is that
would not be a good
ceramic?
topper.
What is that?
No, it's glass. It's colored glass, and I have no idea what in the world that would be. But it's glass rather than a ceramic piece. So this...
Focus here. Oh, cool.
That would be cool,
It's like a
but
fish.
I don't know how. So the key is securing it really, really well, because you don't want these two together. So I get two that would kind of fit well together. Glue them all together and to the thing, and then I make I think we'll do that. And then I make drips because and then I go back and I'll go back and do more. So these two are great together.
They are. Wow, they just fit.
And I will secure them up at the bottom and with one another. So I'll do, oops, I gotta get another glue stick going on here. So I'm gonna do this guy first, and he kind of has a little, oops. It's not grabbing on yet. I have to kind of, okay, secure that guy and then bring up, so this is where I could burn myself. Bring it up, because I'm going to secure this guy to him.
Don't burn, don't burn.
Yeah, this is where you start doing little minute work is where you can definitely go.
Yeah.
Wrong with burning. So I need to get some of those protective things from...
Yeah, we need to go to the store.
From
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. Yes, I got it.
In the craft department. They're bright pink.
Department, Dollar Tree. Okay, I'm going to move
Silicone,
this around
something or other.
to where it's going to be good. And then to double secure, this is where I'm making icicle drips because there's no way that hopper's going to hold. So they kind of roll right down and make a nice icicle from the top. I'm going to make one on this side too, just so that it's really feeling secure over here.
Cool.
Okay, and then I'm going back. It's a little... Alright, now let me go.
She's like, what does it need?
Yeah, you just have to kind of
filling in a gap,
go
maybe.
as you go. Fill as you go. Okay, so this I'm going to put right here.
So you're hoping to maybe get in on another holiday expo?
Yeah, I mean, unless by some miracle we sell out at this craft fair, which would be great.
Your phone is blowing up, girl.
I think I'm gonna put this down here. There's something a little out of balance. I'm kind of crazy about the balance here. So I'm putting a ton of glue in and sliding this. It fits.
It does.
Right between there.
That'd be good stability.
Situate it. It just needs balance.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I might come back to it and look at it and try to balance things out more. I always,
walk
kind
away.
of leave it, walk away, let it dry, come back and see if I need to add anything else.
Oh yeah.
That's a white one. It's got a little bit of blue on it. Here's another one. That's this one.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a fat one.
Yeah, and it's got a light blue top.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway.
Cool.
Those are fun.
All right.
It's super easy.
Okay, so here is Susan's outside table. It stays outside. She put resin on, which got kind of like this etched, glazed kind of look. So that's super cool. Oh, it's cold out here. Okay, and that's Jay's haul from this morning. And he found some rocks. And they kind of, they can use this stuff. Here's some glass as mulch. Jay made that. And that's super cool. He found that propeller. So they were painting rocks, some driftwood. And there's some glass that they use as mulch. Fall is here, ladies and gentlemen. It is chilly. There's a bone. Yeah, here we go. So before Susan was making things, they were using as mulch. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let me show you some. Wow. Hope they don't find anything with that. That's a big trap. Okay, so Jay also finds bottles because they used to dump bottles back in the day in the lake. And so he's made these bottle trees. Okay, here's another thing that Jay made, and this is like rubbery. So you put the pretty colored glass in, and it contains them in this rubbery type frame. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. And he also finds marbles at the lake, and this is also that rubbery type frame that contains the marbles. Thank you, Susan, for sharing your artwork and your talent with us. Susan did very well at the Rockford vendor event, and she is already making more things for her second vendor show. And I appreciate you for watching. Thanks. Bye.